It's Saturday, so the loggers are not here. There's a couple of their trucks. Let me flip you guys around here. Look at this trailer. This thing's awesome. Just took the deck off it, drives the skidder on there and hauls it where it needs to go. These guys have a lot of old equipment. He buys a lot of auctions. Really good at keeping it running and fixing it up himself. This big pile, mostly of oak, seems to be what they're pulling out of there. That's the wood of choice. Here's a couple dozers they're using. And they got this big John Deere skidder here. Thing's pretty cool. A couple service trucks, but they are staying off our road, which is great. They made their own. Just right up through the side of the hill here. They disappear into the woods. You don't even know they're here. We got in just before the weekend. With a little bit of rain in the weekend, we missed these guys working. Otherwise, I might have got a little footage of them falling some of the trees. We try not to bother them too much, man. They go into the woods 7, 8 in the morning, and they come out at, 5:30 at night. There's some hardworking guys hiking these hills with chainsaws, dropping trees. The last thing they need is a couple tourists shoving cameras in their face, trying to make a YouTube video. So we try and let them have the mountain while we work down on the cabin. But Jason and George hopped in the side-by-side and took a cruise up there, get a little footage of what things look like. You can see they leave a lot of mess behind them, mostly treetops and some of the stuff that comes down when the big trees fall. But they put these access roads through the whole property, which is really nice for us because we can kind of access everything by side. Great for recreation, great for spotting cabin sites. We just haven't been able to get up there. It is such steep terrain and such thick woods, that you can't get in there unless they do this. You can see here, man, they cut a trail right through the side of the mountain. Works really nice. Part of their deal as a licensed logger with the state of Kentucky is that they have to grade these roads out. They have to put water traps in there to prevent erosion, and they have to plant vegetation on everything that they've disturbed. So by the time they leave, this will all be in pretty good shape. We do have access to the whole property now, which is great. It does come with a check for the logs they take out of there, and they'll put it back. It's really healthy for the woods, despite the way it looks now. It allows the smaller stuff to get sun and grow up. And from what I've been told, it takes about 2 seasons for it all to come back. I will document what things look like as we go so we can see the woods as they come back to their former glory. George and Jason are putting this rain screen stuff on the wall over the house wrap. This is going to hold the shakes off and let a little airflow behind it. I don't know if it works. Think this stuff's any good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a little air going underneath it.
All right, George says it's good. We'll see. This product comes in 3-foot wide rolls. We just unroll it on the wall and tack it up with some 1.25-inch roofing nails. This brand in particular really means nothing to me. It was the cheapest one I could find online. I got it off the Home Depot website. We've put up tons of this stuff with no air screen, so I really couldn't tell much difference brand to brand. I figure the cheapest stuff is better than nothing. Decided to put some aluminum flashing. They're just 8-inch rips of aluminum trim coil. Bit of leftover from some other jobs, but I decided to put it on the vertical legs of the window trim. That way the joint between the trim and the shakes won't leak. And as we shingle, one row will go under here. So if water does get back there, it will come out onto the rows below rather than running all the way down the wall before it comes out on the ground. You can see we did the corners here as well with this red. Like I say, it's just some scraps from what we're doing before, and I'll show you over here. It's this joint, that will shrink both the trim and the shakes, and they are soaking wet. So I've seen guys caulk every row. You definitely can't just go back and caulk it in like you would cedar lap siding, or it just won't work. It'll shrink out, that caulk will come out. It's definitely a leaker. So we just put that coil, you can see there, we did that inside corner too. We just put that coil in there. It's extra assurance, and make sure you don't have a problem. I got this Shou Sugi Ban wood here from back home. There'll be a separate video on that, but we went ahead and burnt this pine. I'm gonna put it up inside.
Sugi Ban.
What's it called?
I think it's a Cinnabar Red chanterelle.
Look like much of a meal.
No, you can get like a lot of these things, I guess. And it's supposed to be good. Whoa.
Anything you want to say, since
Absolutely not.
I'm giving you your camera time now?
Don't want it.
Since you don't get it ever.
I'm good.
Okay.
Stuff. It can't just be one
Pathage
steak.
will follow it.
Dinner and some R&R at the end of the day, and we'll be ready to do it again tomorrow. It is way too hot for a fire that big.
It is.
You just sit here and boil.
Nice to do these. It's been a long time.
Can we address the shirt you're wearing?
I only wear it here.
Where did you get that shirt?
My daughter got it from Spencer's
Perfect.
at the mall.
It's his ugly stripper shirt. I've been trying to edit it out of videos, but now I think we're just going to embrace it. Well, I'm really happy with how this looks, but you could see right there, we are just one piece short. Even a half a piece, we could have got it done. All we got is a pile of like 6-inch scraps. These clips are a little out of order, but we did get quite a bit of this nickel gap up. Aside from just the Shou Sugi Ban stuff, we got this front wall all the way up and into the loft, and you can see we got most of the rest of this room done. We'll still have a little bit more and probably be a little short on material. Here's our culvert, washed out the other day. That's the 4th time this summer. Maybe you can see down here. I've washed several $1,000s worth of gravel down the creek. So the solution is to put another one of these culverts in next to the one that's there. We're gonna do the same thing at the middle of the hill there. That should solve the problem. I got this gravel spread here. This is going to be a pad for us to move the camper to. We'll pull it over here. We're actually getting electric run to this little shed that was required by the internet company to build a system for us to get internet. They are then going to feed a couple of the neighbors as well. So that'll be pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now, this shed here is just bare poplar. So I want to put some sort of preservative. I have this... it's just called lifetime wood treatment. So this is like a powder. Comes in this little pouch. That's enough to make 1 gallon. So I'm going to go ahead and mix 3 of these up with some creek water, and I'm going to spray the whole shed with it. It's obviously water-based because it's made mostly with water. Should work pretty good. I put on the outhouse. It makes the wood darker, preserves it. Just give it a little more of a chance. Without having to paint the whole thing or do anything extreme. We'll just throw it on with a pump sprayer and we'll see what we get. So you can see, I should have known better, but that's what this stuff looks like. So between a dirty bucket, a dirty sprayer, dirty solution, this sprayer is clogging up real bad. So I have a different sprayer I brought with because I'm afraid that one might be a little charged. I'm going to put it through the screen because that's all I had. I think when I did this before, I had like one of those nylon bags you strain paint with, and I poured through that. I don't have it anymore, so you know, let's do with what we got. So here's the side. It's mostly dry now. We'll come back in a couple trips and take a look at this. I don't know if you can see down there is the outhouse. I did the same stuff on that. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I've been beating on this post pounder here, trying to get this ground rod in, but it will darken up quite a bit. It'll turn different color. Looks kind of cool. We'll see how well it preserves everything. Well, we're on our last day here. We're going to do a little bit of work this morning, but it is now pouring rain. So we're going to pack up and get out of here. Some of the Hurricane Ida rain is supposed to make its way here tomorrow. It wasn't supposed to rain until 5 today, but here we are. It is pouring rain. We are all soaking wet. I need these trucks loaded. Probably change real quick into some dry clothes and hit the road.